must make haste. But I don't know what's ahead or what the ending will bring. I just need to take a minute and then try again to take out the king. If I'm stuck, I'll call you with each stage I'll move through. Well, I know just a little more. Each step alone brings us closer to that old throne. If I'm stuck, I'll call you with each stage I'll move through. Well, I know just a little more. Each step alone brings us closer to that old throne. A narrative waste of patches and light. We grew up in the suburbs, then we cut all our size. Now just take a look at the super clear eyes. You're on the friend, the road depends a bit to the right. A couple more miles and I know we'll arrive. The rolling hills and valleys will leave you alive. Now the people grab our feet to halt the incline. A little bit more lest we waste our whole lives. We got here in the dark. We took the long way down. Just to find out in somewhere inside this ancient town. And we talked about it all night. We thought we'd make it alive. And we talked about it all night. We thought we'd make it alive. We talked about it all night. Just to throw the planet at the first light. And we thought we'd make it alive. Or at least we'd give it an honest try. A narrative waste of patches and light. We grew up in the suburbs, then we cut all our ties. Now just take a look at the super clear eyes. You're on the friend, the road bends a bit to the right. The stones are left here at the beginning of days, and each step that was taken wore a little away. That in of itself, well, it was something to say. A conversation that could last the end of the day. We got here in the dark. We took the long way down. Just to find out in somewhere inside this ancient town. And we talked about it all night. We thought we'd make it alive. And we talked about it all night. We thought we'd make it alive. We talked about it all night. Just to throw the planet at the first light. And we thought we'd make it alive. Or at least we'd give it an honest try. And we talked about it all night. We thought we'd make it alive. And we talked about it all night. We thought we'd make it alive. We talked about it all night. We thought we'd make it alive. And we talked about it all night. We thought we'd make it alive. It's been a while, I've been out on my own. I get a little anxious when you call me on the phone. Somebody said that it fades away. But in the interim, it was hard to see that way. It's been a while, I've been out on my own. I'm in denial about living life alone. sand. You'll be swept back by the fall. Baby, if you don't stand for something, how can you ever hope to hold the weight of everything you hold? Maybe if you build your house on sand, you can burrow the deeper. Maybe it would cave on you alone. Swear I did, I tried, I swear I did. 1,000 times to let it lie, 1,000 times to let it lie. Swear I did, I tried, I swear I did. 1,000 times to let it lie, 1,000 times to let it lie. Baby, if you don't stand for something, how could you ever hope to hold the weight of everything you hold? Maybe if you show them all your hand, you can knot in the creases. Maybe you could take it back and fold. You said it was all in the ether. Ain't something you said you could feed her. She said she was nothing but eager. Then you said, she said that you couldn't believe her. Ain't something you said you could feed her. She said it was all just a leader. Then you said, you said, you said, you said, you said, you swear I did, I tried, I swear I did. 1,000 times to let it lie, 1,000 times to let it lie. Swear I did, I tried, I swear I did. 1,000 times to let it lie, 1,000 times to let it lie. Swear I did, I tried, I swear I did. 1,000 times to let it lie, 1,000 times to let it lie. Swear I did, I tried, I swear I did. 1,000 times to let it lie, 1,000 times to let it lie. I heard that you weren't sure, and I called it off again. Now I heard that you weren't sure, and I called it off again. I met you in the yellow light of a sign that bore your name. You said it was a coincidence, but one you can't explain. Said I'm not going to read more other than I should would when you smiled. I knew I always would. I wanna meet you at a slow dance. I wanna meet you, but it's too soon. I wanna meet you, but I can't speak or dare to cross the room. I wanna meet you at a slow dance. I wanna meet you, but it's too soon. I wanna meet you, but I can't speak or dare to cross the room, but I am trying. Stuck beneath the spinning glow of a familiar hue. Struck by your impression, like all love goes next to you, but I will try to stand and make it down the hall, but in the sound, I'm barely here at all. I wanna meet you at a slow dance. I wanna meet you, but it's too soon. I wanna meet you, but I can't speak or dare to cross the room. I wanna meet you at a slow dance. I wanna meet you, but it's too soon. I wanna meet you, but I can't speak or dare to cross the room, but I am trying so hard to meet you where you are.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 5 of Zealous Racing League's Galaxy Tour. It's going to be a good one today here at Watkins, Glen. My name is Shim. I'm going to be your host for tonight's race. And when I mean tonight's race, I indeed do also mean that today's race is going to be a night race for our drivers. So while they're getting some practice laps here in the sunshine, the race itself will take place when the stars come out here at Watkins Glen. Gonna pose a unique challenge for our drivers. It's a pretty dark circuit overall, even at night, especially at night, but not a lot of lights for our drivers. Gonna have to be on their toes, using their headlights to make sure that they're not making mistakes. They can see the folks in front of them. It's going to be tough from a visibility standpoint for our drivers for tonight's race. Take a look at some of our drivers we have here today for round 5. Our good friend KP, Kenneth Portis, ZRL admin, he mentioned before the stream that he was going to have some troubles at today's race. He says that this track does not suit his Honda or Acura. Since we're here in the States, it doesn't suit his car very well. He says it's on quite the edge here at Watkins Glen. And you can see that in the pace difference, especially from him to P3. P1, 2, and 3 here in practice are all within 1/10 of each other. Less than 1/10 of each other, really. And Portis is then 6/10 back from Clifford up in front of him. So it looks to be a pretty substantial pace difference between the two. Now, I have heard from some folks that due to the storms in the region of our server, there may be some wonky things that happen with the server. And did I just call it? I did just call it. We did have a wonky thing with the server right there. I think we're all good, but I literally just I should maybe not talk about it for the rest of the stream, but just right there could happen due to some big storms that are coming through the area right now. So hopefully everything goes well tonight. We don't have anything more than what we're seeing. Hopefully no more major hiccups, because that could be really bad, disastrous for some of our drivers. And it's happened again. Maybe you definitely shouldn't have said anything about that. Looks like we might be... Oh, no, we're back at it now. Some of our drivers are coming back to the pits. We may do a server restart here just to make sure everything is in order. I haven't heard anything from the team yet. But we'll just have to watch out for that throughout everything tonight. I hope the rest of the drivers aren't experiencing that as well. But given that a lot of people are coming into and out of the pits, it looks like we might be having those issues. What I wanted to go through right now is our current standings in the championship. Right now, currently 4 rounds down. This is our 5th round of 7. And we have 3 more rounds to go, this being one of those, and then 2 more rounds after this. Currently leading our gold is actually Christopher Larson, who currently is having technical difficulties. His wheel broke. His wheel broke 2 weeks ago now, so he's no longer racing in the championship until he can get a new wheel. In second place is our good friend Kenneth Portis. Currently has no wins, but staying consistent with a bunch of P3s. Jonathan Clifford coming away in third place, just 7 points behind Portis right now. Ricardo Rivera is currently sitting in fourth place for the season, with 7 points again behind Clifford, so very close between our top 4 drivers there. Then comes JP Belanger in P5, Nunez, Dubé, Loverink, Pena, Wolf, Lloyd, Easton, Gonzalez, Reed, Staffen, and Lynch in our gold division. In our silver division, we've got Chase Gordon currently leading the championship. Started the season in the rookie class, but was moved up fairly quickly after we saw he had some stellar pace in that Aston Martin. Not looking too great in practice today, but we're hoping that he can have a good race again. Won his first race in the class and during round 3. Then we've got Dale Rodman Jr., who's sitting in P2. He has been having just a mighty fine, consistent season. He's going to be hoping for another good one tonight. Carlos Flores is currently in third place. Then we've got Levasseur, Lung, Rustin, Collis, Pinio, Pitch, Nicholson, Maurer, Easterling, Hickman, Trudell, Barlett, Fletcher is in there as well. I think I saw him in the chat tonight. I have a few folks that haven't been able to join too much. Zach Hickman just joined. Alex Hickman just joined last week, so they're on the championship tables there. Hickman coming away with a win last week in class. Then Nathaniel Stewart as well, our lone Ford driver this season. Let's see if we can find where Nathaniel is. There he is, our only Ford Mustang driver this season. And that'll round out our silver division, our semi-pro division. Looking to be a really good championship so far. Chase Gordon really coming away with 154 points right now in that league, and looking really good, sitting almost 20 points ahead of Dale Rodman. Rodman's looking really good this season though with 135 points. Doesn't have a win yet, but he's being awfully consistent. That's getting him the points. And then we have kind of a hodgepodge for our rookie section. It really gives other drivers just a chance to, newer drivers a chance to get their legs under them and learn to drive in leagues and everything. But we've got Dustin Reed currently winning in the rookie class. Let's see if I can find some of our drivers there. Look at Jean there. Next is okay, I need to pronounce his name right because he said that I pronounced it wrong last week. Let's make sure I pronounce it where Swearingen. No, I'm saying Swearingen. There it is. That's how I pronounce it. He's in P2 in the championship currently. Looking at our drivers, he's currently out there right now trying to set a fast lap in that BMW. Behind him, though, is Louis Sands. Actually, this is Attenbury that we're looking at right now. Looks like Swearingen was here a second ago. No longer is with us, at least in the server. Then we have Louis Sands, Attenbury, Mugarian, Jean is in 6th, Will Scott. We've got Corey Mouton, Zach Quinn, and Spencer King who are on the list. A couple of those drivers have not been able to join us for a race though. So right now, really, the championship is in the gold class is where a lot of the action is going to be happening this season, which is really great to see. The gold class being so competitive this season, as you know, we looking at the top laps here in practice, which doesn't always match exactly what you see in qualifying, but gives a fairly good idea. You know, those three drivers in the lead are battling it out hard for those wins. Awfully close in terms of pace. Rivera and Loverink are looking really good here now that Larson has been taken out due to those technical issues. Clifford's been really hanging on well. Had a few rough races here and there where, especially last week at Valencia, right off the line, got into a bit of a racing incident with Belanger and compromised his race, and he was playing catch up the whole rest of the race, but had an amazing comeback. So it's not like anyone's doing poorly in this league, in this division. It's just been all really close, really clean racing. So hoping for more of that tonight. Our drivers have 4 more minutes of free practice as we watch Loverink go off the track there a little bit and validating his lap. Move over to Clifford here. Down the start-finish straight, looking for some improvements on those times. Given that tonight's a night race, like I said, the drivers are really going to have to be on their toes and know this track well to succeed. Not a ton of lights here at the Glen at night, so really relying on track knowledge, relying on consistency and that familiarity to be able to bring them home with a good result tonight. I can imagine that we're probably going to see a lot of incidents in today's race. Hopefully none off the start of the race, because there should be the most lights on that start-finish straight. But I think what we're going to find is, you know, as the race goes on and tires start to wear, you're going to start to see more and more issues with the drivers. They will have a mandatory pit stop for refueling today, so drivers do have to take that into account, but they don't have to. Put new tires on if they don't want to. To my knowledge, the rule still is that getting fuel is a fixed 25-second process. So regardless of how much fuel you get, it's going to take 25 seconds for you to get that fuel. Or you have to stay in the pits for at least 25 seconds with whatever amount of fuel that you have. And tires would then add an extra 5 seconds to that, because it's 30 seconds to change your tires here in ACC. So if drivers think that the tire advantage is going to be great as they go throughout the race, you might see some drivers opting to take that extra 5 seconds. But you know, if you're deep within a battle with someone, that extra 5 seconds might cost you a position, might cost you a win if you're not careful. So going to be interesting to see what the drivers decide to do for tonight's race. Could be some strategy options with taking that new set of tires, with not taking that set of tires. We'll see what drivers decide. You can get a pretty big boost in performance when you get those new tires midway through the race. A lot of these corners are very sweeping, hard on the tires, just because they're so long. You're really scrubbing the tires through those turns. And that little extra bit of grip can really help you at some of the turns at this track as well, like going through the boot section here. The heel and the ankle, especially the ankle here, as you see our drivers, Jonathan Clifford coming up. This little uphill section there. Unloads the car quite a bit as you go up that little incline. So you're really going to want as much grip as you possibly can going in there, and worn tires are just going to make that tougher. So you watch Clifford doing a practice stop there. Going to Eric Lloyd. 30 seconds left for our drivers as Lloyd goes off wide on turn 1, and a big crash for him. Let's go to another driver here. We'll watch Alex Hickman. Looking really good in his McLaren this practice session. Excuse me. Currently sitting P2 as the checkered flag falls. Him, the number 4 car, and the number 42 car, currently out on track doing hot laps. Number 42 of Sands and number 4 of Swearingen. Hickman goes wide. That's going to invalidate his lap, so we're just waiting now for Swearingen to cross the line in his Porsche. And that will wrap up our session, I believe, or it should wrap up our session at least. Shouldn't need to wait for these other drivers as he does a little bit of a burnout there to show off since he knows he's on camera. We'll move into our 12-minute qualifying session, or sorry, 12-minute qualifying session here in just a moment. And there we go, actually 15 minutes. Getting all my numbers wrong today. Push drive. And looks like our good friend KP is out of the pits first. Take a look as he does the first fast lap here at Watkins Glen. Qualifying in the sun, going to be doing the race at night. For all of you tuning in right now, thank you so much for all of your support. Really do appreciate it. And if you like what you're seeing, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and join our Discord server as well if you want the most up-to-date information on all things Zealous Racing League. One thing I'd like to shout out for everyone today is just all of the excellent drivers we have tonight. A lot of them are doing their own streams. I know Rodman does a video of his races here in ZRL. JP Belanger does his recordings. So feel free to go give them a like and subscribe as well if you like more sim racing content. I know most of the guys here have channels where they'll post some of their races, so feel free to go give them some support. And we'll move into the cockpit here as KP goes down to turn 1 here, braking right when those billboards start. And you can use a lot of the runoff here on turn 1. Track limits won't engage until you're much further out, so you can use all of that curbing up the hill, just trying to keep it flat as you go up the hill and down to the back straight. Now he's looking for that moment to brake for the pit stop right about 300. Want to maintain as much speed as possible, coasting through the bus stop chicane into the boot section. At the knee currently, moving down to the toe. Down the hill you go. Tough little left-hander, got to make sure you hold it nice and tight. Into the toe section, a very difficult uphand right-hander up the hill. Really key there is to rotate and use that little bit of runoff that's there to the best of your advantage. Up to the heel, braking right between the 100 and 150 signs. Again, using runoff, you see you're getting a little bit squirrely there. Now this is the tough turn. Want to hug the end of the boot section. As you go up that hill, your car feels really light in the rear, so you have to be very careful. You can't go right on. In this last section, you can gain a lot of time. It's very flowing. You want to try and carry as much speed as you possibly can. Again, using that runoff. You want to really maximize your runoff space here at the Glen as he does a 44.7. Probably not going to be the fastest time today, but not a bad time for our good friend. Jonathan Clifford now goes fastest with a 44.2, going to Skylar Loverink, and he now sets the fastest lap with a 43.3. It's back-to-back fastest laps there as drivers come across the line with their first fast laps. Looking at Rustin currently, he's the leader in the semi-pro category with Rodman right behind. Zoik Jean currently coming in P5 in that rookie class, looking awfully fast. Definitely could probably be up another league level there with the speed he's got on that BMW. Jean being new to ZRL, it's kind of tough to always gauge. It's always tough to gauge people's skill levels sometimes as they're new to the league. So we might see somebody join that rookie league, but that doesn't really mean that they should maybe be there. Hickman now with the fastest lap for the semi-pros. Nunez sets a lap, Gonzalez sets a lap. Got a few drivers yet to set their fast lap. Longmauer, Attenbury, Pinio, and Gordon. All of them are out on track currently, looking for that fast lap. Let's go to our friend Glen Pinio, driving the BMW this season. As he goes up the toe. Looking at our timing, Skylar Loverink's last lap was a 44, and Rivera went to the pits right away, looking for a new set of tires. Clifford into the pits. Looks like Rivera was able to improve on his last lap, but was not able to best Loverink. It's going to be a tough one to match there. And Pinio crosses the line there. Nice P17 overall for Pinio. Portis currently going up that heel section into the ankle of the boot. Goes back onto the main section of the track there. Using a lot of runoff. I think he just invalidated his lap though a little bit going into the pits. And gonna slap on a new fresh set of tires. Rodman's still looking for a better lap here. But that being said, Rodman doesn't usually care too much about his starting position. Lovering just setting another new fastest lap of the race. Rodman doesn't always care too much about position because where he usually gains the most is just throughout the race by being clean. Hickman is able to improve on that last lap. Rivera is going to be coming across the line here. I think this is his out lap. As he comes out right next to Nunez there. Ooh, he gets a little bit squirrely there, hitting that first chicane, or that first, that first bit of the chicane there. Unsettles the car quite a bit. I think he's going to lose a lot of time for that. You can watch Belanger right behind there. As I was mentioning, Belanger turns off. Move to Matt Long. As I was saying, though, a lot of our drivers do have their own channels that they post their races on, so I do encourage you to go check those out. Most of the time, they post it right on the Discord server, so you can join our Discord server. Link on the homepage to our YouTube channel. That's where you can see all of their content. Looks like the Glen is proving difficult for some of our drivers today, as normally, we'd see drivers like Rodman, Collis doing a little bit better. But the Glen does have his own unique challenges. I find that a lot of these American courses have a very distinct feel to European tracks. A lot more elevation changes in a lot of ways. A good point there from Travis is that it's hot outside, so those tires are really going to be hurting by the end of. Well, actually, it's going to be colder. Excuse me, it's going to be colder during the night for the race, but the tires do suffer a lot here, and you really do start to lose a lot of time once those tires start to go here. So many of the turns are medium speed. Oh, and you see Lung just losing it there on the exit of turn 1, running into the barrier. Let's go to Carl Maurer now. I feel like, going back to these US tracks, though, they're a bit deceptively difficult. On the surface level, they don't look, we have a little blip there, they don't look necessarily too difficult. But when you get to them and actually start racing on them, that's where the challenges really arise. Switched over to Curtis Rustin here as things getting a little bit freaked out here with all of the different issues here. Did we lose? We were watching Maurer there. Maurer's in the pit lanes now. A few of our drivers just opting to go straight to the pit lanes with that hiccup. Rivera has been able to improve to a 43.4 from a 43.5. So seeing some work being done there. Rivera's on the pit exit, wants to get one more lap in. If Loverink wants to get one more lap in, he's going to have to go soon, as we got 2 minutes 30 seconds left. Go up and watch Kaylor Nicholson here. Currently sitting P2 in our semi-pros. Very flowing, a lot of these US courses, like I was saying. Wide tracks in a lot of cases. Wide tracks, very flowing with the landscape. I mean, you look at a lot of the tracks that they race on for SRO here in the States. You've got, ooh, and you see Belanger there hitting the wall up the hill right in front of Nicholson here. You know, you look at a lot of the tracks that SRO does. You got Sonoma, lots of elevation change. We got Laguna Seca, a lot of elevation change there. You got the famous carousel, or so not carousel, but the corkscrew uh, downhill chicane there. Got the Watkins Glen here. You've got Virginia International. You got Road America. All of these are very flowing tracks. Mid Ohio, um, just tucked into the landscape, using a lot of the natural elevation changes, the natural flow of the surfaces that they're built upon. Kaler had a bit of an issue there at the start of the boot section, but we'll see how he does as he crosses the line here. Looks like it's not going to be an improvement. Over to Melon pitch. And qualifying checkered flag is out. So drivers who've crossed that line, from here on out, they're going to what's it called? They're going to be doing their last lap here. And Travis, talking about Road America, a few years ago, I'm there every year. I love Road America. It's my favorite track, and I wish it was here. And I wish it was here in a Assetto Corsa Competizione, but sadly that's not going to be the case because I don't think they're going to be making any more tracks. His pitch has a bit of an issue there going up. That's just him losing that rear end up that hill. Watching Belanger here. Actually, Matt Long. Loverink will come away with our pole position, though, in our pro category. Rivera 2/10 behind him, and Clifford improving his time to go 2/10. Portis is then again 3/10 behind Clifford, so pretty close between our drivers there. So I was saying, though, Road America is probably my most requested track, I would say, for a lot of these GT racer, for any racing game really. And Matt Lung ended up not crossing that line in time. He will not be able to finish that lap. And darkness falls here at the Glen. Moving to our starting order of today's race. The leader of the race will start on that right side for tonight. Here at the Glen, get that inside line. It's Skylar Loverink leading the way, with Rivera behind, Clifford in P3, Portis, Nunez, Gonzalez, Lloyd, Then we've got Hickman, who's P8 overall, and he's leading our semi-pro category with JP Belanger slotting in right behind, still in the pro category. Then you've got Kaylor Nicholson, who's P2 in that category, and Rustin P3 in the semi-pros. Jean will get pole position in the rookie class, way up there within the semi-pros. Could see him getting uh, bumped up a level here after today's race. And then we've got Zach Hickman, Gordon, Stewart, Pitch, Rodman, Lung, Wolf, Pinio, Dubé, Flores, Collis, Maurer, Swearingen, Mugarian, Fletcher, Reed, Sands, and last but not least, we've got Kevin Attenbury. That is going to round out our leaders for today's race, our starting order for today's race. As the drivers have got another minute to get their cars in order. As you can see from the top right, current temperature is 15 degrees. Fairly warm, I guess, for a night race, but much cooler than it was for qualifying. In about 30 seconds, the driver's going to be asked to start their cars and get ready for the race. Making sure to push drive, making sure everything's ready. They're going to have a 45-minute race today. 1 mandatory pit stop, 4 fuel, optional tires for anyone who wants to take them. Personally, I think you're going to see most drivers opt to not take tires unless somebody maybe gets into an accident early in the race. I think you can maybe expect someone to take some tires, just since if they've already are going to be losing the time from pitting so early, you might as well put that extra set of tires, on the car. And their lights will pop up here. And Loverink will lead us away here on the formation lap. Looks like one of our drivers, the 462 car, that's Martin Mugarian, forgot to push the drive button. So he will be starting from the pit lane. Once everyone crosses that start-finish line, he'll be able to be released and be able to go. Again, thank you everyone for tuning in and supporting ZRL. If you could, leave a like and subscribe if you like what we're doing here. And if you're looking for the most up-to-date information on all things Zealous Racing League, be sure to join that Discord. And that link is on the homepage of our YouTube channel. Last week I shouted out Lenny Dijkstra and his coaching. This week shouting out the drivers that are, all of the drivers that are out there, the ones that record their races, the ones that don't. Just a shout out to all of them. Wouldn't be here without people to drive in the series itself. So thank you everyone for taking some time out, being here out on the grid. Couldn't be what we are without all of the great drivers we have out on track. 71 cars also in the pits. That's Christian Dubé, who is opted to just stop the formation lap and go straight to the pits. It's going to be critical for the drivers in the lead Rivera, Loverink, Clifford to stick close to each other, especially Rivera and Clifford. They're going to want to stick close. Clifford has an opportunity here to get a really good run on Rivera to get P2 from him. A couple years ago, we saw, actually, I think that was last year sometime during one of our seasons, we saw a double header race here where Portis, I believe, was P3, got a cheeky little move into the first turn and was able to come away with the win. The flowing nature of this track leads to a bit easier defending if you know where to place your car. So Portis was able to just stay consistent and park his NSX right where it needed to be to ensure that I believe it was actually Loverink or Larson. It was Loverink or Larson, one of the two behind him could make a move. And so the drivers are rounding the penultimate turn. And as they do so, they're lined up 2 by 2, waiting for that light to go green. 30 cars out on the grid tonight. 45 minutes of racing and we're green. And Rivera's got a great start there. He's got the outside line. Gets pushed a little bit wide by Larson there, but they're going side by side, going up the hill. And I think, yep, Loverink's going to have to back out there or risk running into the rear end of Rivera there. Clifford didn't really get the launch that he wanted. And that's Loverink just tailing behind Rivera there. Great move in the opening stages for Rivera. We see some issues there. Zoyk coming, trailing down the order. Somebody going through the chicane there. Lots of carnage into the chicane. And I don't know with that carnage if we're going to see a safety car and maybe a race restart there since it first lap carnage. We do see it's JP Belanger into the wall there as you go down into the boot section. Are we going to see it? I don't know. Nunez makes a move on the inside. That's overtaking Gage Gonzalez. And is he going to make that stick as they go up the hill? Tough part to track to make it stick, but he will. That's going to be an overtake for him. Hickman has lost a few positions. Kaylor Nicholson leading the class now. Rustin right ahead. Jean has tumbled down the order. Now it's Attenbury, actually, I believe, that's leading the class. Or yeah, I believe it's Attenbury. And have a bit of an issue there. And everything comes back. Gotta wait until everything kind of sorts itself out here. Everything's a bit messed up. Loverink has made the move. That is Loverink making the move. Clifford right behind, or actually is Clifford ahead? I think Clifford might be ahead. With a lot of the chaos of everything and the server going down, Clifford has moved into P1 of the race. That's Loverink and Rivera losing out. Didn't see everything that went on there. But Clifford leading for the first time, I believe, this season. Apologies for all the technical difficulties here. I think it's server side where we're seeing a lot of these issues. Got some big storms in the Midwest where the servers are being held. Midwest United States has got some major storms, so hopefully it doesn't cause any more issues. I wonder too if it's maybe isolated to a few individuals that are seeing those issues. And like I mentioned, you can see here it's actually a really tough to see a lot of the cars. Almost looks like some of the cars don't have their lights on right now. Clifford with the fastest lap of the race. Looking at some of the gaps here. Let's get those gaps going here. Clifford's pulled a 1 second gap on Loverink and Rivera. Rivera trying to stick close to Loverink. Yeah, I think these big storms are causing some issues. And happening again. Hopefully not to everyone. All right, back at it. And things are messed up for a minute here. Going back to Clifford. Looks like he has pulled ahead a little bit more. Looks like the lights are off on the car. Can't see anything right now. Just can see a little bit. Pit window is open for our drivers. 40 minutes left in the race. But I was going to say, even when the lights were on, this track is very dark for our drivers. Going back here, Kaylor Nicholson. Looks like not all of the lights went off the first time the server blipped. I think if there's anything I can do, if I can switch through some people here. Wonder if the drivers themselves... I wonder if the drivers themselves are seeing it. Based off of what I'm seeing, I'm guessing that they do see their lights on. A lot of drivers opting to just go and get their pit stop done early. Probably not going to be switching for tires then. Just going to get their car filled up right off the bat. Rivera has moved ahead. Rivera has moved ahead of Loverink, who I think he's gone into the pits for his fuel. Wants to get some clean air and get a fresh start. So it's going to be a bit crazy here while people start to do their pit stops. And then we see somebody's lights on. That's Rivera behind. We can see his lights. So I can see some lights, but not all of them. What if I go to a different camera? I wonder if I go to a different camera, we'll be able to see some of the lights. Go to like Clifford. Nope, it is pitch black in that guy's cockpit right now. Anyway, Clifford leading the way for the pros. Nicholson leading in the semi-pro category. And we have Dustin Reed leading in our rookie class right now. Loverink is back on track. Maurer, I believe, has taken a pit stop. I don't think Loverink crashed. He just went in for his pit stop. Since the pit window opened, I think since he was battling it out with Rivera a bit, We can actually see where he is right now. In a bit of traffic, but honestly, most people are probably going to see him and let him go by. Most of that is lapped traffic. So I think Loverink did not have a crash. He's just we're actually seeing the lights come back on now for the cars. You can see Clifford's lights again. So I think he's just trying to get into a different strategy zone here. One driver I'm curious to see where he's at right now is Dale Rodman. Looking at the logs right now, there were a few incidents at the start of the race. His number doesn't show up in any of them. That doesn't mean he couldn't have lost a few positions, though. Very dark, though, here at the Glen, posing a unique challenge for our drivers. Looking at where we've got some battles on track here. Going to Gage Gonzalez here with a bunch of drivers out in front. Losing the car a bit up the hill. See a few drivers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drivers have gone in for their pit stops. This is Lloyd with, I believe that's Nicholson right ahead. Good luck for Nicholson right now. Currently has a pro driver in between him and Rustin, who's behind. White flag for Rustin. Incident there as well. Incident with the number 5 car. Or actually, yeah, number 52 car. Number 52 car of Skylar Loverink has an accident. Currently trying to pass some lap traffic here. That's Melon Pitch, I believe. Side by side up the hill. Pitch will stick, or Loverink will stick with and get that move done. Just working his way back up traffic. I think that's Swearingen, or that's not Swearingen. It's Attenbury, actually, I believe, that was just spun out there up the hill. Currently sitting P3 still within the class. Flores is into the pits. Got quite a few cars into the pits now. I think that's Calvin Wolf, Flores, Fletcher in the pits. Ooh, and Kevin Attenbury gets spun around there. That's on turn 1. Moving to Kaylor Nicholson. Now Dubé. Hickman looking for a move. I believe that car in front of him is a lapped car. Now moving to Portis, going down the start-finish straight here. Currently sitting P3, but he's 4 seconds back. Pinio. Now everything is a bit jumbled here. Gonzalez in front of Pinio here isn't actually anywhere near him. Pinio is just kind of on his own with some other cars here. Looks like that car behind him is getting a bit squirrely. Looking at lap times too, Clifford is being awfully consistent there, running within, last lap was in a 10th of his fastest. Looking at positions gained currently, our biggest winner right now is Dustin Reed, but he's also not made his pit stop yet. All of these drivers have stops left. Let's check some of these drivers. Looking at some of these drivers and their predictions for the race today. Driver who I think got into some accidents early in the race is Hickman here. Back on track, has made his pit stop already. He is down 2 laps from the leaders after working to repair some of the damage. Eric Lloyd has moved ahead of Nicholson. Matt Long looking to make a move on, I want to say that is Zach Hickman right ahead of him. Yep, that is a battle. On track, on the inside is Hickman, but Long is too fast on the outside through the turn. He'll make that move going up to P3 in the class. That's for the podium. Side by side they go up the toe though. Hickman's got to watch out. Now behind him is Pitch, looking for his position, and a little bit of a technical issue here. And I have lost everything now. All right, we're going to have to take a look at what everyone's saying right now. Looks like some people are talking about possibly postponing, and it looks like the server has gone down. Um, We've had issues with not being able to get the server up and running. Yeah, we've definitely lost everything. Um, that is a big ripperoni. Um, just looking for some feedback. Looks like some drivers are heading out of the race radio. Probably a postponement of today's race is sadly what's going to happen as people keep leaving, coming back. Yeah, with those large storms, which I will try and get up here on my. So I believe our servers are in Chicago right now. For context, I'm going to give people a bit of some context for what we're seeing here right now. If I do a display capture, not formatted correctly here, but can show you guys what we're seeing right now in Chicago area. Chicago actually is showing normal, but if I go to, their servers could easily be outside of town here. This is the kind of stuff we're seeing right now throughout the Midwest. Um, have warnings throughout this area for hail and stuff. And session has been red flagged um, due to the server issues. We are going to do a postponement of the rounds. So we'll have to see. I know that next week is Memorial Day for the United States. So I don't think they're going to be postponing this to next week. So they may postpone it for either at the end of the season, or most likely what I think might happen is next race might be this race at Watkins, which will be in 2 weeks. That'll be June 4th, and then I should probably not show all my other tabs there. But anyway, it's going to be on June 4th. And then the week after that will be round 6, which let me get myself in order here. I wasn't really ready for this. Round 6 at the Red Bull Ring, and then our last race will be at the Nordschleife. That'll be round 7. So more information to come. I do know that right now, at least for next week, there is no race planned due to the holiday. But what I will try and do is post something on the YouTube channel, or at least the Discord channel. I'll post um, I'll post the race as early as I possibly can, um, and I'll get that link on the Discord server um, so that people can know when it's going to be. I'll post it ahead of time and get the premiere up there. So I do apologize to everyone tonight. Since the storms are causing everything to implode on itself. So, if any of you that are watching are in this area, uh, stay safe. Please stay safe. Um, and hopefully nothing major will happen to you guys. So, um, again, sorry for the delay tonight. Um, wish I could have brought you all the racing, but given just the issues with everything tonight, I don't think that was going to happen. So I think it's a miracle we made it as far as we did, to be honest. But anyway, folks, thank you for all your support. Again, sorry for all the technical difficulties, and stay tuned for more information on when this round will be postponed. My name is Shim. Thank you for all your support. Have a wonderful night. Peace.